Hello everyone and welcome to Brother Earth Healing. Thank you so much for being with me today, sharing some space. We're going to be reading for air signs today, as well as just, kind of diving into air energy, checking in what's going on with in the mental space for the collective. And this will be an end of the month review for August. And it's kind of crazy to say that we're already here, almost September. Yeah, a lot of craziness this month. This month has been just insane for me. Maybe I'll have to make some videos sharing about what's been going on, and definitely have some stuff releasing soon that I think will be really helpful for everybody. I'm an intuitive healer, do energy work, and I'm also have been received formal training as a Buddhist monk and as a medium, doing mediumship work. So a little about me. If you feel interested or called to work with me, feel free to connect with me. You can leave a comment. I also have an Instagram that's also Brother Earth Healing. So feel free to connect with me however you like, or just drop a comment and say hi. And if you like what we're doing and like to support, also feel free to share the video around with whoever you think might resonate with it, who it might help. And subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. It's been great to do this work here on YouTube. Let's get into it. I'm gonna offer some energy and hope to get us settled for a second or two, and then I'm gonna share a little intention setting and we'll get started. So just to begin, feel free to come back to yourself and coming back to the breath. Just begin to take some nice big breaths. Really settling into the space, just kind of floating on the breath, settling into the body. We're going to ask that our mental space be cleared, allowing what's ever going on up here, whatever is going on in our mind, whatever thoughts are arising, allow them to be, as well as allow them to settle. Great. And we'll also ask that our heart space begin to be cleared, allowing whatever emotions are pulling us here or there, whatever's coming up as well, just to settle, come nice and easy, maybe a little bit softer. And we'll also ask ourselves to become more open, really becoming open to receive what we need to receive today through these messages, through the energy that passes through. Yeah, open to receive whatever it is that we need to receive today. Great. So I'd like to offer big thanks and gratitude and love to all of our ancestors, both blood and spiritual. Just acknowledging a wide array of heritage that we have, and acknowledging all the support and guidance and love that we've received. All of those who have paved the path in front of us for us to have clear marker, clear way forward. I'd like to ask for clarity and offering messages of love and healing for everyone tuning in, and for myself as well. Yeah, thank you. Okay, great. That feels really good. Feels like they're really around. Wasn't picking up on too much before I started the reading, but let's just kind of get into it and see what comes out. I know that there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Like I mentioned, even for me, it's been, yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. I can't even begin to, you know, I can't even begin to start with what's going on. Okay. So right off the bat, the first card that fell out was the King of Swords. Okay. Feeling someone is flying high. I feel like someone is really feeling, really stepping into their, into themselves. I feel like there's a bit of a, a bit of protectiveness, right? What I'm really picking up strongly is his sword and the way that it's being held. I'm really feeling like this sense of wanting to protect and shield ourselves. Maybe there's a fear of like, okay, wow, I'm in this great place and I'm really flying high. Like I don't want anything to come in the way of that, or I don't want anything to begin to like deteriorate the stability that I've built around myself. And you know, and so what it feels like is there's maybe not as strong of a foundation as would be helpful, is what I'm really feeling. Okay, great, that's great, super easy. Okay, so mirroring that, we actually have the Devil in reverse, the Pan in this deck. Okay, and what I'm really picking up on is in a big way what's gotten you where you are now, in this place where you do feel like, you know, quite good. And, you know, it's not to say that you have no foundation or anything like that. I think that what's coming out is that there's a lot that you've cut away, right? Like a lot of those bad or a lot of those patterns. And I'm also sensing like physical things, actually, not only like mental things in the mind space that have held you back, or have like actually led you down roads that, you know, weren't so helpful, or just, some, I'm getting in some cases really, really dark, kind of dark. That there's been a lot of real true understanding, which goes beyond, includes the, you know, mental, intellectual understanding, but also I'm feeling a real deep understanding and a real getting to know yourself and those things that have held you back. And I'm also getting, like I said before, things in the physical world. So those could be things like, you know, like substance abuse or things like that, which I actually do. As soon as I said that, I immediately felt like that if you resonated with that, then a lot of what's coming out, I'm sure, is going to be really helpful for you. I'm feeling that there's a real wanting to find a partner. This is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I don't always read. I'm not really much of a romance reader. That is certainly not my intention going into this. I'm doing this work to support people and offering. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just channeling messages and tuning into the energy. To offer spiritual guidance, really. That's all I'm interested in, really. And that can come in, you know, relationships and many different kinds of relationships. But for this situation, I'm certainly feeling that. I have the Queen of Swords, actually, in reverse. Okay. And then I also have the Ten of Swords, upright. I'm feeling like this is very current, right? I feel like this is the current situation. So it's the Queen of Swords, the Devil right in the middle, right? And those are both upside down. And the Ten of Swords again, upright. On the very end. So yeah, it just feels like I'm picking up on someone, and it doesn't have to be just because it's the King of Swords and Queen of Wands doesn't mean it has to be like, you know, who I'm speaking to now or who is resonating has to be a man or identify any certain way. It's mostly just the energy that's going through and the quality of the energy. It feels like there's a lot of, it certainly feels like there's quite a bit of mirroring well, it's interesting. What I picked up on now is that there is someone who's mirroring the experience you're having, in terms of like feeling like they're coming into their own as well, feeling like they'd like a partner. And I certainly feel like there's meeting, right? Again, this is an end of the month review for August, so this may have already happened, or it could be happening soon or at some point in the future. Yeah, I feel like, like a lot of readers say, whenever you land on a reading and it begins to resonate, just kind of take it how it resonates, just take it how it comes, what feels right for your situation. This is going out to so many people. Okay. So for you right now, yeah, I feel like this wanting for this, okay? And I feel like it's causing a lot of pain, right? And I feel like this is a big part of this devil energy, is learning to, and this is, okay, so this is the foundation thing that I was reading into, that I was feeling. It's like, things can be going really well for us, and we can feel like we totally got everything, everything's all good, and then something happens or something shifts in the mind, that makes us feel like we are lacking something. That without maybe that thing, it's all for naught, kind of. And I feel like that thing for you is a relationship, a partnership in your life. And while that's, great, I think that the message that wants to come through is that you shouldn't want a relationship to serve as the foundation of your happiness. Okay, that was very clear. You should not be seeking a relationship if you're looking to have it be the foundation for your happiness, you should be the one that builds that foundation for yourself and sits firmly on it. Right? And this great suffering is coming from what I'm feeling is like there's some kind of, there's an aspect of this process of you stepping into yourself, there's an aspect of that is very crucial, which is that sense of I am whole and complete and truly able to stand on my 2 feet without a crutch. You see, he's sitting here, right? He's kind of sitting on these rocks, right? And what that's coming out as for me in this particular reading into this energy is a difficulty in standing on your own 2 feet, and being being your own foundation, right? Okay, that's great. Super simple, guys. Let's look into this a little bit more. Is there anything else that would like to come out in support or service to okay, to those tuning in for this situation or another one? Got a lot of cards flying out at me. I feel like definitely someone is manifesting. I'm getting that maybe they don't know what they're manifesting exactly. But that will be revealed shortly, is what I'm hearing. Okay. You want me to tell a story? Okay. It was like I just had a bunch of cards just fly out. So let's go into a storyboard reading sort of thing. Here we go. Okay, very interesting. Okay, here we go. Let's get into this. So again, just take what's resonating for you. We all have air energy. Many of us have some air, air stuff in our chart. I'm just channeling this for the collective. There's, even for me, there's always something in all of the readings that like really resonates with me. Even if it's just one little thing that's really helpful. So just take this how it comes, okay? So, okay, there's clearly some manifesting going on, okay? It feels very strong to me. It feels very strong. It feels very emotional. Yeah, really wanting to bring something to the physical world from the inside out, right? From what's here, that's really wanted in the heart. Heart very strongly, which makes me feel like, yeah, definitely maybe related to a relationship or wanting a romantic partner, or yeah, like a partner. Wanting a significant partnership. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I just kind of feel like there's a lot of waiting, and that's been kind of grueling, it's been kind of grueling. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's been a lot of, yeah, I feel you having a lot of kind of attention, actually, and maybe even like quite a few people that maybe have been interested, but it just like, and maybe in some cases it really kind of felt like that was, um, going to work, or perhaps you have been dating someone or something like that, and something has ended more recently, and it's kind of feeling like, oh man, how many times am I going to do this, right? Um, okay, that's what I'm getting. And I feel like in a certain way, it's almost like turning your back on the prospect of like, being happy or something like that, or having that partnership that you're wanting. And, oh wow, okay. So I feel like there is something that is like not as obvious as you would have thought come into the picture. Um, Someone, okay. Yeah, like someone who really, yeah, truly does have a lot to offer for sure. Um, Quite grounded. Yeah, very earthy, very earthy. Um, and I feel like it's at a time of balance for you. I feel like this will be coming in a time where you feel very balanced in your life, and really quite yeah, feeling like there's been a lot of growth. Um, and stability, and yeah, just balance. I'm just hearing balance, balance. Okay. I'm seeing like fruit stands, or maybe you like work on a farm or something like that. Like fruit trees, something like that. So fruit, that might have some kind of thing. Who knows? Maybe it's some kind of like festival or something. I don't know. Um, if that resonates with you, then just run with it. Um, hmm. Yeah, and I'm feeling there's also like this point that's also will maybe serve as a marker for this, you know, being like, in this place in yourself that's very free and very like open, just incredibly open to the possibilities of, your own life, and the possibilities of your own, the extent of your own growth, right? Which is really, really beautiful. Yeah, I've that's such a good feeling. Like I really feel like a lot of breakthroughs have occurred at this point, and I'm definitely feeling that this is a little bit further into the future, and who knows how long that can be. It's different for everybody. So just take this as it resonates again. Um, and so yeah, maybe entering some kind of like, kind of nomad living, like, or something like that, like living in a van or something. Um, or just traveling around and being a little bit of a vagabond kind of vibe, kind of lifestyle. So those might be a couple markers for maybe some of you. Okay. And I feel like you're not gonna like see this coming, also because the energy, or this person that might be coming into the picture might not be someone who you would expect or traditionally like feel that connection to, like, or be attracted to, like, not like that there's not attraction, but you know what I mean, like it may not be what you might have in your mind, like if you have an idea already. But I feel like this person will almost immediately know that you are, know who you are to them, you know, or know realize the connection. Whereas for you, it might take a little bit more time. So being open and like receptive and like, yeah, I mean, if someone's really coming in and is like pretty darn sure that they know what they're talking about and that they know what they're feeling is legitimate and really authentic, to kind of maybe entertain that a little bit more than you would normally, I think is the advice, and to offer some spaciousness in your mind space and in your heart space. Just a little bit of space to really see more clearly without putting too many judgments and expectations on the situation. Yeah, cool. And I'm really seeing like a lot of nurturement, right? Like I'm feeling like, yeah, just very very giving energy, a very generous, very very fun and earthy. Just really feels like has a lot to offer, and quite a bit of like innocence, and also a sense of like maybe bringing a sense of innocence, childlike qualities or childlike energies out in you too, which could be very healing. Yeah, so that's really beautiful. I love seeing that. So yeah, I think that's just like, you know, if you're resonating, yeah, I feel like this isn't something, I feel like even for some of you, it might not even be something you're seeking or looking at as a possibility for yourself right now. And obviously for some it might come sooner than later, you know. Yeah, that's great. I want to see if there's anything coming up right now. I did feel a lot of fear coming up this week, especially like where I live up here in Monterey area, the Monterey Bay in California. There's been like, you know, in California, there's been like a ridiculous amount of fires from this, you know, so the lightning complex fires and all kinds of other ones also. So obviously fire season now, but yeah, there's been a lot of fear coming up. The skies have just been totally gross. Like I went up to Mendocino this past weekend, Sonoma, Mendocino coast this weekend. Just had like a really beautiful time. And to get away from it all, but especially driving back in, I felt a lot of fear. So I really would like to read into that and see if there's any way that, let me put this up right actually, and see if there's any support or guidance that wants to come through. That's too many, I don't resonate with this stack. Wow, man, Knight of Wands has been coming out in all these readings. And Jesus, all of these have been coming out. What I'm feeling, I'm feeling these energies very different actually than what I've pulled for personal readings recently. Knight of Wands, okay, I feel like this is spirit. I feel like this is very clearly spirit, an agent of spirit, like really like having a big part in these fires. I mean, most of them are you know, the vast majority are naturally occurring fires, but in a very interesting way through this, you know, we had like this huge storm with like lightning and stuff, and I was like actually out camping like on a mountain that like is getting burnt down the night that it all happened. Yeah, and I know that this is triggering a lot for people. There's a lot of growth and a lot of revelation coming through, has been my experience. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like there's a lot of heartache because a lot of people are losing their homes and their livelihood, perhaps as well, you know. A lot of people survive on, you know, on their vineyards and, you know, all kinds of agricultural lands, out here in California. So it can be very devastating for people and families, Let's read into this. Okay. I feel for many of you, which is really great to see, even those of you that have experienced loss, there's a real sense of like looking out at what's happening and being like, okay, like this makes a lot of sense. This is a very natural part of this whole crazy process, in this big global shift, physically, and in the shift in consciousness. Like, very clear this is all part of it, and very much not a reason to like get up in arms, and or anything like that, but like, yeah, really truly like coming into a place of acceptance and realizing, and this is actually something that came up a second ago for me before reading, that I kind of forgot about, was this relationship to things that happen to us that don't maybe feel so good all the, that maybe don't feel so good, or maybe seem like they're not the best or what we want in the moment. But this, like, developing this real sense of, whatever is being taken from us, or maybe that's how we see it sometimes, is simply just making room for something else that's truly going to bring us more happiness and more fulfillment, more stability in our life. And by coming into that deep wisdom and understanding, and beginning to relate to things that occur in our life that might seem off the bat kind of negative, by doing that, it's like a really powerful way of letting yourself and the universe know that you're open to receiving the blessing that wants to come through, the good that's trying to wiggle its way into our lives. And many times we're so stuck in this, just fighting what's happening so hard, and not being able to understand this and that, which, that makes sense. And it's just something to overcome. It's just something to allow us an opportunity to go deeper and deeper into trust, deeper and deeper into wisdom and understanding, having a bird's eye view and seeing the greater play, the greater work at play. Okay? And so, this came out reversed. So this is clearly a message of support. Like, this isn't, whatever is happening for you, it's not a reason to, please don't get stuck in this internal, conflict, this conflict with it, We need to learn how to break out of being in conflict with things that arise in our lives that seem unpleasant, right? That feel unpleasant, and recognize their greater role in serving us. Okay, that was perfect. That's the way I said it. Okay. Beautiful. That's great. For me, I think for many, a big part of why this, why there's this real internal, fight, fighting what's going on. Why are we fighting it? It just because what it seems like is it feels like we're just going back to square one, right? We built so much up and it's, all for nothing, right? And for many, it's in a very real way has put us in a really, really tough financial situation. And like I said, some of us have families and, people that depend on us, and just ourselves, also. And so, And so that is, it's not about pushing away those feelings of, of disappointment and grief, right? It's about more just seeing them, in a more whole way, seeing the other side of the coin, and not just thinking, oh, this is just a two-dimensional, not seeing the situation in a two-dimensional way. And what I'm feeling is the grace, the aspect of the situation that truly is grace, is what I feel is actually saving us from a more unpleasant, situation or fate, which in most situations we would have no idea. We have no, we don't know what's going to happen to us in the future, but I feel like that's the message that wants to come through too. Yeah. It's really very graceful that we've been offered an opportunity to start over again, for those of you that resonate with that. And even if you haven't, like, a lot, like your house didn't burn down or whatever, we're still all going through a lot. And whatever is going on, yeah, it's just like, look, like everything that's happening, everything that's being orchestrated is happening in a way that's allowing an opportunity, right, for you to do something a different way. That if we take that opportunity, if we lean into that a little bit, will bring us a lot more joy than we realize, and a lot more that would have been possible had everything, had this not all happened. Okay. Yeah, and so in a way, it's very much like, I think it's just, I think what's coming out mostly is just a big part of this is just learning to trust and put down our judgments, and again, the expectations that we have about how we want things to go, how we think things need to go, and what's truly, the best thing for us, and be open to the possibility that what's happening might actually be offering us something very special, and something that we may not even know that we want, that would be incredibly fulfilling, and so let's leave it at that for now. There is some more advice coming through about, certainly about like what, even if we are left with very little, to very much hold on to that and not take it for granted, right? And really, really kind of, come into a recognition of, there's a lot of support, spiritual support maybe from friends and family, or if you are, a family unit, like learning to lean on each other more and support, and really truly, like, show your care for each other, and just all these opportunities, really build that sense of gratitude around what you do have, and even for those, again, who have not, like, lost their homes, or whatever, it's still an invitation to go deeper into that love and care and gratitude for everything that you have, for all the people in your life, for being lucky enough to have food on the table and a roof over your head and clothes. Very simple, like coming back to very, very fundamental ways of nourishing our happiness, right? And this is very clearly related to, at the very beginning of the reading, we had the King of Swords again, which came out, right? And very much, and actually right next to the Four of Pentacles, which is what I'm reading into right now, funny enough. Yeah, very much saying, like, hey, look, like, when we aren't truly fulfilled and able to generate a foundation of happiness and peace and stability in ourselves, that's when we need to start looking for, well, how can we do that? How can I be solid in myself and comfortable and happy and peaceful, right? And so this is very much a way. This is very much the way, an important part of that foundation. Nourishing that gratitude by being grateful for small but very essential things, which if you would not have, or you could not do without. And being overwhelmingly grateful about that. especially because we know that in this world there are so many that do not have access to that and that suffer so incredibly because of a lack of access to a lot of these very fundamental necessities, you know. Nourishing our happiness and joy by appreciating what we have, you know, and like really like, yeah, like letting that kind of fill us up, right? Like really letting that fill us up, and, you know, being happy, like, oh, I have candles, like, you know, like, I don't know why that came up in my mind, but I was like, I guess I like candles, like, and just like, yeah, you know, just light a candle and do some meditation, listen to some chill music and like relax, you know. It's like just being super happy and finding your happy place and contentedness in these simple things, right? And going deeper into that, as well as gratitude, which is just such a huge one. And again, yeah, just letting those around you really fill you up. Those people that you love and care for, and communities that we love and care for and are a part of. Yeah, just that love and care, right? The joy that comes out of that is so immense, you know, especially in spiritual communities that are, you know, authentic and very rooted in truth and good foundation, you know. It's immense. It's absolutely, there's just nothing that substitutes for those things, especially not a relationship or, you know, a partnership. You cannot substitute these things, right? And so this is what we're learning right now. This is such an important part. And maybe this is, and again, this is an end of the month reading for August. So could very well have like been experiencing this already. Or this might be, yeah, something coming a little bit further in the future or, you know, maybe this week. This is it, you know, as the month ends this week. Okay. And I'm feeling like for so many, that those opportunities really truly will be put, like, you know, we will like really grasp onto those opportunities and really develop strongly from them and learn from them. Yeah, I'm seeing like exiting the reading, you know, Knight of Cups, right, which is probably debatably like the most stable knight in the, you know, in the among the court cards, among the knights, particularly in this particular depiction, you know. Yeah, I'm feeling like a lot of wisdom coming through, very regal, very, very solid. Yeah, a lot of wisdom and understanding coming, like, yeah, really, really, really nestling in that, being carried by that for sure. Like, it's like as if he's not even walking. It's like he's just kind of floating and allowing, like, you see the leaves sort of kind of just carrying him, you know, the natural way, right? The process of nature, just, you know, like this surrender and acceptance, and it's just totally guiding him, right? And so that's true. That's very much the energy I'm feeling for you all, which is beautiful. I'm super happy to hear that and to feel that for you all. Yeah. I feel like for many, there's a lot of big decisions to be made. Certainly for me, too. So I totally feel you all. And if I could offer some guidance on that from what I've been sitting with and what's been offered to me from my team, is to really feel into those decisions, and allow and really becoming intimate with yourself in a way where you can differentiate what is arising that is, you know, rooted in the heart space, what is arising that's rooted in the mental space, and then more specifically, you know, what is arising from fear, what is arising from wanting ourselves to grow, no matter if there is some pain in that, you know what I mean? Like, and so really like becoming more intimate with ourselves is, I feel like, the opportunity and the invitation that we have right now, So yeah, whatever y'all resonate with, just go with that. And yeah, let's see if there's any kind of guidance or anything that wants to come out for us today from guides or teachers around us that are with us. Okay. I'm just going to take these two. Okay, well, I guess I'll just take these three. Okay, first one, drop your shields is the message, protection, guardian. Okay. Yeah, so, whatever you're going through right now, whatever is coming up, regardless of the severity of the situation, of, I think it's really just, I think it's like, look, like there are forces there that are supporting you and protecting you, and it's like, like I say in all of these videos, like, you can always ask. They're always there. You just need to ask, And as I always say, also, asking out loud for me has been very helpful and powerful. And that's the way I was taught to do it, to connect with guides and stuff like that. If you are interested in that and doing that kind of work, and maybe like feel like you really would like to have someone help you and guide you through that, which I would always recommend. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that work for people, introducing people to their guides and to heart teachers and things like that. And that's part of like the mediumship stuff I do, services that I do. Feel free to reach out to me again, to the Instagram or like on YouTube or whatever. Just reach out. I'd be super happy to do that. I love doing that work. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah. Okay. Shapeshifter. We play many different roles, right? In a number of different areas in our life, from work to family to personal, our own relationship with ourselves, how we act when we're alone, how we act when we're with others, our social media or online presence, what does that look like? And so I think what I'm feeling is like, let's reconcile these different roles that we play, okay? And, I guess it says transform and unveil your gifts. What I feel is like, what's coming through strongly is like, let us act the way we would act, speak the way we would speak, and embody the energy that we would embody if we were in front of our spiritual teachers, or in our church, in our monastery, you know what I mean? That purity, that essence, that radiance, right? And stability and joy, like, which I think, yeah, you have touched clearly and clearly embody in many ways. To really truly embody that in all of the roles that you play. For some reason, I'm picking up on particularly on our online presence. Okay. Because it's easy to hide behind a screen, is what I'm hearing. So yeah, that's very important for sure. Yeah, it's interesting. It's almost like, don't be a shapeshifter, It's like, or in a way that's like, you can like shapeshift, do the work you need to do here and there, but remember who you are. Like, remember your essence and your light and radiance, and the gifts that you have. Like, allow those gifts to, it feels like they're unveiled. It just feels like, really allow those gifts to be expressed, right? And to serve others in all of the roles that you play. Okay, perfect. That was it. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Yeah, so by embodying also this sort of like, yeah, what was coming up just now, this radiance and this, wholeness of yourself, which is, again, a big theme of the whole reading in general, starting with the King of Swords, truly embodying your essence and standing strong and firm, and, really feeling like you're stepping into yourself, right? The more that process happens, the more I feel like we become less fearful. Our energy becomes more, like more trust in what is happening in the process. And this is definitely a way that we build up that internal strength, right? Which is another pillar of of a foundation, of a strong foundation, right? It's internal strength. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through real quick. Yeah, just know you're really loved is what I'm hearing. Like, know you're really loved. Like, you're so loved. Yeah. And like I'm also hearing, like, if you really need support in doing this work, or whatever support you need, like, be active in seeking that, regardless of if that's like, like, regardless of what that is, right? And that is a huge gift to give to yourself, is like really truly honoring yourself, and loving yourself deeply, like so many around you love you, enough to seek that healing for yourself, like truly seek it and crave it, and understand that that is what this is all about. It's all about our healing and our growth, and not shying away from difficult things that bring up fear. Just really like going into that, and obviously it's important to have safe boundaries. It's important to work with people you feel safe with and comfortable with. At the same time, it's also okay to push that a little bit, and it's okay. It's good to be outside of our comfort zone. At the same time, as long as we feel like it's controlled and there's a container for that, right? So that is the guidance I feel coming through today. I feel like that was all really beautiful. Thank you so much for sticking around. Again, if you would like to support me, you can like the video and subscribe to our channel here. Check me out on Instagram. I would absolutely love to work with you if you feel resonant with that. I do have a number of different things I offer in terms of like healing, doing energy work remotely, and again, like connecting people with guides and doing other kinds of mediumship services, as well as doing, obviously, like, just reading into energy through tarot, or otherwise, sometimes I don't even use cards. I just channel it. Again, thank you so much. And I hope you have a really blessed end of the month. Many blessings to you. Until next time.